Hi guys, my name is Sandy. I'm a homeschooling mom of two boys. We are finishing up our 5th grade year and our 7th grade year this year. This is our 4th year of homeschooling, and next year we are getting ready for our 5th year of homeschooling. And I thought I would give you guys today an end of the year update for our curriculum, like what worked for us, what didn't work for us. So here is what my 5th grader thought of what he used this year. So I tried something new for organizing everything this year for my children so they could become a little bit more independent. This is my 5th grader's schedule. These are all Harry Potter themed. It's from Teachers Pay Teachers, I believe. And there's a different theme that you can get for each binder. This is the main one that I have, and there's science. There's a math binder. And then there's a daily schedule. So I have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday this week. And as he finished off the subject, he would cross it off. So this helped him stay organized, and I would put all of our worksheets for the week in the clipboard. We have 2 more weeks in the school year to go with their regular curriculum. There's the last 2 weeks. And after we finish that, we're going to be doing a fun Harry Potter unit. So we kind of loosely follow the public school schedule, and they have a few more weeks to go. So the last 3 weeks of our school year, we're going to do the Harry Potter from Build Your Library. And there's all of the Harry Potter units, they have like a science mixed with it. And this one has a kid's art book. So for my 5th grader, we started out the year finishing up Easy Peasy Level 4 Language Arts. And once he was done with that, he told me he kind of wants a little bit of a change. So we finished it up completely, and then I tried to find him something new. Since my older son has been enjoying The Good and Beautiful for years, I purchased him the Level 3 The Good and the Beautiful, and he loved it. He loved it so much that he never once complained about doing work, and he asked to do 2 days sometimes. But the problem with it was slightly too easy for him. So we didn't finish it. We moved up to Level 4. The highlights were the stories that went with it. He loved the personal reader stories. Like, we've gotten through all of them, and he enjoyed most of them. Here's one of the art drawings he drew. This is a cactus, and I bought him markers to go with it since we didn't have any markers at home. I just ordered him these. And in the Level 4, you have oil pastels with it. So I ordered this from Amazon. Pretty good quality, and they worked well, and there is a sharpener with them. Finished out the rest of the year with Level 4, and he enjoyed it. The one thing he kept on complaining about was the lessons were way too long. There was a huge leap in the time it took from Level 3 to Level 4. Here's one of the drawings he made with the oil pastels. And I added in a few extras. We did Mad Libs this year. Those were a highlight of his year. He loved doing these. We did handwriting from The Good and the Beautiful, and we had to take a break from this because it's cursive this year, and he was just not grasping the cursive for whatever reason. So I pulled Write Draw Now that we had left over from last year, and he finished out the year with it. Highlights for silent reading for my 5th grader. He read this book. This is from the Good and the Beautiful Library, and this is completely separate from their curriculum. And another thing he read was the Native American animal stories. He really enjoyed this one. And 2 more books he read. I had picked this up from an estate sale. It's from 1910, and he really enjoyed this book a lot. So for silent reading, I purchased another book from about 1910 from the same author, Cuffy Bear. And he also enjoyed this, and he's working through this right now for the remainder of the year. Let's see, this is from Sleepy Time Tales, and it's Arthur Scott Bailey. And this might be a little bit under his reading ability, but if he's enjoying it, I'm going to let him read it. So math for my 5th grader, he ended up using 3 different curriculums throughout the year. We started with Easy Peasy, which is what he's been doing for several years. It's step 1. I think it's called 5-6 now. And it was working good for him, but since I switched my older son to Master Books, I thought I'd also switch him. So I purchased the Master Book, level 6, and we used this for quite a while. And then after a while, he started hating math, and he told me he was sick of doing the same type of worksheet every day. So we switched back to Easy Peasy. I finished out the school year probably about at least a month ago. And he told me what he liked about Easy Peasy was the fact that it had some online games mixed with the offline worksheets. And then anyways, but he finished this entire school year of Easy Peasy with math. I thought I would give Life of Fred a try. I started him off with Liver, and he's currently using Mine Shaft, so we're almost done with that. So we're almost done with 2 books at this point, and he loved it. He's never loved math as much before. He would ask me to sometimes do 2 or 3 days at one time. I have a little comparison about all 3 of them. I do recommend Easy Peasy, I recommend Master Books, and Life of Fred, all for different reasons. So Easy Peasy, the good things are, my son liked the variety of online and offline work. It went at a good pace for him, and the lessons were pretty short. The cons, not too much teaching instruction. So Master Books, which is the Lessons for a Living Education. The pros were short lessons, it went at a good pace, and it used real-world examples. And the cons were he was bored completing the same type of worksheet every day. Life of Fred, Liver, and Mineshafts. The pros, he loved the storyline. He can't wait for math every day. It has real-world examples, and the lessons are short, to the point where I can add Easy Peasy to it. The cons, not many practice problems, which for science this year, for my 5th grader, I taught my kids together at the beginning of the year. We used Easy Peasy Biology. Everything was going really good, and they both enjoyed it. And I didn't have any plans for the rest of the year because we were going to, or we did try out a homeschool online co-op with other homeschool kids. And after the first 2 classes, I realized it wasn't going to work for him. It was probably meant for upper middle school, and it was too advanced. Like, the content wasn't too advanced, but, like, the written assignments were too much. So I had been using BJU Parent Top for several years, and it worked really well. The next level up for him was level 6, because we had done level 5 last year, so I ordered him level 6. I got everything new except the answer key. Now, I thought I would save some money and buy it used. Guys, no, this edition for the answer keys does not match the workbook pages for the newer version. So this is kind of a waste of money because I can't even use it. Using the level 6 in 5th grade, and I've kind of modified it to stretch it over 2 years. I added in a lot of YouTube videos, and I've also added in something from a science website or a museum website. You guys, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. It's the American Museum of Natural History, and it's called www.amnh.org. And this has so many different fun science activities that I've been using to go along with level 6. And I do recommend the level 6, even though he's in 5th grade, he's not having any trouble doing the worksheets. And I do like the teacher taught version better than the distance learning. So for history, we started off the year with the Good and the Beautiful history, and we used them last year when we were going in our RV. And it worked really good for us, and it is a good curriculum. But after the Civil War unit this year, it was kind of apparent to me that it wasn't working for our family as well anymore. We do love this part of the book, though. This is the big book of history stories. So after that, I tried a different curriculum called The Story of Civilization. And that worked really good for us. We used this the rest of the year. I bought the audiobook for it, and this is the activity book to go with it. And it was a winner for us, and we are going to be using the audiobook next year also. And I did do this subject with both my kids together. This is the last year we're going to be doing any subjects together. And of course we had the Knotgrass map books. This worked out good the whole year. And also from Homeschool in the Woods, we have these really cool timelines from modern history. And this also worked out really well for us the whole year. And some other highlights from history this year. I always use these books. These are interactive history books. All of these worked well. And when we did a Titanic unit, I tried this out. And this was also a winner for history. It's a cut and paste activity book for the Titanic. So, some differences between the Good and Beautiful History and the Tan Story of Civilization. The good things about the Good and Beautiful History is it's open and go. It's got a variety of different activities, and my kids did enjoy it. The cons were too much time devoted to individual people. Like, the lessons are only supposed to be 2 days a week, and it would spend too much of the lessons just on one person at a time. And then not a broad enough overview of different historical events. So the Story of Civilization, the pros, more traditional subject matter, it's a really good base that can be easily customized. Like, I could add in extras really easy. My kids enjoy the dramatized audiobook. The facts were really sticking. Like, towards the end of the lesson, I would ask them what they remembered, and they remembered a lot. They really enjoyed the online streaming lectures, and I liked how it talked about all the presidents, and it gave an overview of the important events that happened each time. The cons, it was, this workbook has activities, like hands-on activities, and most of them were meant for younger kids. Craft projects. So this was the first year that we tried a morning basket together. My kids now have separate bedrooms, and it was harder to do the bedtime story read aloud like we used to. So these are some of the highlights from our morning basket. I purchased this from Catholic Heritage Curriculum. It's Growing in Grace and Wisdom. You read a story, and then there's hands-on activities that go with the story. And then also I went with the maturation unit from The Good and the Beautiful for a morning basket. And I thought that was pretty helpful. I do recommend it. And finishing up right now for morning basket is the Farmer's Almanac. My younger son in level 4 from The Good and the Beautiful, or I think it was level 3, he had read a story about an Amish family and mentioned the Farmer's Almanac, and he didn't even know what that was. So I purchased one, and we're using it for the morning basket. And there are articles in here. It talks about when the sun rises and sets. It talks about different holidays. There's just a lot of cool information that my kids are enjoying. Alright guys, that's pretty much it for our year. I'm looking forward to starting the Harry Potter unit in 2 weeks. And I hope this video was helpful. Bye guys!